Close your eyes, but not yet. Let them rest gently on the screen for just a moment longer, because tonight, something extraordinary is waiting for you. You know that feeling? The one that arrives the instant you lie down? The mind that refuses to dim? Thoughts that race like comets, pulling you from one worry to the next? Deadlines that glow red behind your eyelids? Conversations you wish you'd handled differently? Tomorrow's endless list already writing itself across the inside of your skull. You've tried everything. Counting sheep, they turned into tasks. White noise, it sounded like static from a life you're trying to escape. Even the strongest chamomile couldn't quiet the storm. But tonight is different. Tonight, you're not going to fight the restlessness. You're going to leave it behind completely, far, far behind, drifting away from Earth, away from clocks, away from gravity itself. Because what if the answer to perfect sleep has been waiting for you for 13.8 billion years, written not in pills or playlists, but in the stars? My name is the quiet voice that will carry you there. I've been guiding travelers like you across the cosmos for longer than any of us can count, and I know exactly where the softest currents of space flow. Tonight, I'm taking you on a journey so gentle, so vast, and so deeply nurturing that your mind will have no choice but to surrender. Not into darkness, but into starlight. This is more than a sleep story. This is a return. A return to the place where you were formed, inside the warm nebulae that cradled the very first atoms of you. A return to the rhythm of galaxies that spin so slowly they measure time in millions of years, a rhythm your body still remembers in its bones. By the time we reach the end of this voyage, every muscle will have unclenched. Every thought will have dissolved into the velvet black between stars, and you will slip into the deepest, most restorative sleep you've ever known, held, as you always have been, by the gentle arms of the universe itself. So find your most comfortable position now. Let the pillow cradle your head the way the cosmos is about to cradle your entire being. Loosen your shoulders, soften your jaw, and when you're ready, let your breath become the only sound in the room. Inhale slowly, filling yourself with the cool stillness of space. Exhale, releasing everything that no longer belongs to you. Again. Inhale, calm. Exhale, tension. One more time. Deeper now. Inhale, peace. Exhale the entire day. Beautiful. Now feel the surface beneath you growing softer, as if your bed itself is beginning to float. The room around you is gently dissolving, walls fading like morning mist. The ceiling above you is no longer a ceiling. It is the open sky. And then, even the sky begins to fall away. You are rising. Not with effort, not with speed. Just a slow, effortless lifting, as though an invisible hand made of midnight has slipped beneath you and decided it is time. Higher now. Through the thin skin of clouds that look like cotton lit from within. Higher still, until the blues of earth give way to the absolute black that holds everything sacred. And here, suspended in perfect silence, you turn your gaze forward. Stretching across the heavens, more breathtaking than any photograph, is the Milky Way. Not the thin band you've seen from a hillside on Earth. No,
This is the full spiral-armed majesty of our home galaxy, seen from a place no telescope has ever reached. It glows with a light that is not harsh, but tender, like moonlight on still water. A river of stars 100,000 light years wide, flowing in slow motion before you. Notice how it curves, how it embraces the darkness rather than fighting it. Notice the soft gradients of rose and lavender where dust lanes weave between arms. Notice the way entire clusters of stars glimmer like dewdrops on a silver web. You are not merely looking at the Milky Way, you are inside its quiet breath. And now, something wondrous begins to happen. The galaxy itself leans closer. Not in a rush. Galaxies never rush. Instead, it tilts ever so slightly, opening a pathway, a gentle current of starlight that flows directly toward you. This is the galactic drift, a current older than planets, a river of pure stillness that has carried sleeping consciousnesses for eons. All you need to do is let go. Let your body become weightless. Let your thoughts become feathers. Let the last anchor of Earth dissolve. And you drift
Forward into the silver blue glow. Feel the temperature change, not cold, but perfectly temperate, like the moment just before dawn and late spring. Feel the silence deepen until it has texture, a velvet silence that wraps around your ears and tells your mind, "Hush now, everything is handled." As you drift, the stars around you do not streak past. That is for movies. In truth, the stars move with the grace of snow falling upward, each one a tiny heartbeat of light, pulsing once every 1,000 years, or perhaps once every second. Time no longer matters. You are gliding along one of the lesser-known spiral arms, the Scutum Centaurus arm, where the density of stars is just right, enough to feel accompanied but never crowded. Look to your left. A cluster of sapphire blue giants drifts by, each one 1,000 times brighter than the sun, yet they do not blind you. Their light is softened by vast distances and by the kindness of the universe tonight. To your right, a ribbon of darkness, a dust lane, curls like the smoke of an ancient sacred fire. It is cool here and fragrant in a way smell cannot describe, like the memory of rain on warm stone. Ahead, the galaxy opens wider, revealing its core, a gentle golden haze where billions of stars live so close they blend into one continuous glow. But we are not going there tonight. That is a place of fierce creation. Tonight, we seek only softness. So we turn, slowly, the way a sleeping child turns toward warmth, and follow a quieter current. Notice how your breathing has matched the rhythm of this drift. In, and the stars draw nearer. Out, and space expands to give you room. With each breath, your body grows heavier in the most delicious way. Not the heaviness of exhaustion, but the heaviness of finally being allowed to rest. Your feet, so heavy now, sinking into the bed as if the mattress has become a cloud made of dark matter. Your legs, warm and loose, every muscle fiber letting go of the day. Your hips, settling deeper,
cradled by gravity that no longer pulls but holds. Up through your belly, feel a gentle wave of warmth spreading outward, dissolving any last knot of tension. Across your chest, your heart slowing to match the leisurely pulse of the galaxy. Your shoulders, those faithful carriers, finally lowering, releasing burdens they were never meant to carry alone. Your arms, growing languid and soft, palms open in surrender. Your hands, fingers uncurling like petals at dusk. Your neck, lengthening, the weight of your head perfectly supported. Your jaw, softening, tongue resting gently. Your eyes, heavy lids, the starlight now glowing only on the inside of your eyelids in soft indigo and rose.
The drift does not stop. It only softens further, the way a river widens when it knows the ocean is near. The Milky Way's silver arms have become a distant, loving memory behind you now, still turning in their ancient dance, still watching over you with the patience of something that measures its life in hundreds of millions of years. Ahead, something new begins to gather the light. At first it is only a suggestion, a faint blush against the black, like the inside of a seashell held to candlelight. Then it grows, not brighter, but deeper, richer, warmer, until you realize you are approaching one of the great nurseries of the universe. This is the Carina Nebula, though tonight she has no need for names. Tonight she is simply home before home, the place where suns are born in secret, rocked to life inside clouds so vast they could swallow 1,000 solar systems and still have room to breathe. Feel the current that carries you slow even further. It is no longer the cool river of interstellar space. It has become something thicker, something that holds you like the gentlest arms you have ever known. The nebula opens, and you slip inside. There is no jolt, no sense of crossing a border, only the softest yielding, as if the cloud itself exhales and draws you in on its own out-breath. The light here is not the sharp white of stars. It is rose and peach and the tenderest violet, colors that seem to have been mixed by the dreams of sleeping giants. Billions of microscopic dust grains catch that light and throw it back in slow motion, so every direction you look feels like being inside a lullaby made visible. Look around, slowly. Towering pillars of dark wine-colored gas rise and fall like the breathing of some benevolent titan. Between them, softer clouds glow from within, lit by the hidden heartbeats of newborn stars still hidden in their cocoons. These are Bach globules, little pockets of darkness where gravity has begun to gather material the way a mother gathers a blanket around a sleeping child. They are round and smooth and perfect, and they rock almost imperceptibly as though the nebula itself is humming them to sleep before their ignition. You are floating among them now. Feel the texture of the gas against your skin, though you have no skin here, only awareness. It is warmer than you expected, like breath on a winter morning. It is denser, too, not heavy, but supportive, the way water holds you when you float on your back, and finally,
Let the lake carry all your weight. Let it carry you now. Let every last ounce of you be held. A cradle of hydrogen and helium and microscopic diamonds of carbon drifts beneath you, and you settle into it without effort.
It molds itself to the shape of your energy, cupping the back of your head, curving beneath your shoulders, sliding cool, warm fingers between each vertebra until your spine feels like a string of soft pearls resting on silk. You are being cradled by the same clouds that once cradled the atoms that would one day become your heartbeat. Long before Earth, long before oceans, long before the first blade of grass dared to reach for sunlight, these clouds held the calcium that would build your bones, the iron that would color your blood, the oxygen that would one day fill these quiet lungs of yours as you lie in bed tonight. You were born here once, and now you have come home to be reborn into sleep. Feel that truth settle in your chest like the gentlest weight. A soft pulse begins, far away at first, then closer, then inside you. It is the pulse of protostars, tiny hearts just learning how to shine. They are not ready to burst into full brilliance yet. They are still gathering, still dreaming, still wrapped in the nebula's embrace exactly the way you are wrapped in your blanket right now. Thump, thump, thump. Slow. Slower than any human heart needs to be. Slower than time itself. Let your own heart answer. Feel it soften its rhythm until the two pulses, yours and the nebula's, begin to overlap. Thump, thump, thump. Yours. Thump, thump. The cosmos. Until there is no difference. You are the nebula's child tonight, and the nebula is infinitely patient. Notice the colors now shifting around you. A wave of deeper rose rolls past, slow as honey. Then a ribbon of emerald so pale it is almost the memory of green. Then the softest gold, the color of candlelight seen through closed eyelids. Each color carries its own temperature, its own emotion. The rose says, "You are safe." The emerald says, "You are healed." The gold says, "You are loved beyond measure." Let them wash over you. Let them seep through the crown of your head and descend vertebra by vertebra all the way to the soles of your feet, and then out again, carrying with them anything that still feels sharp or tight or unfinished. With every exhale, something leaves you. With every inhale, something softer arrives. Breathe in the rose. Breathe out the day. Breathe in the emerald. Breathe out old sorrow. Breathe in the gold. Breathe out the need to hold anything at all. Again and again, until your breath itself feels like a tide made of light. Somewhere inside the cloud, a new star gives its very first flicker, too gentle to be called a birth, more like a baby's first sleepy kick beneath a blanket. That kick sends a ripple through the entire nebula, and the ripple reaches you as the softest rocking. Back and forth. Back and forth. The same motion your mother used when you were tiny and the world was too loud. Back and forth. The same motion the oceans still use to soothe the moon. Back and forth. There is no effort in this rocking. The nebula is doing it for you. the way it has rocked every star that ever learned to shine. All you need to do is receive. Receive the rocking. Receive the warmth. Receive the absolute certainty that nothing is required of you right now, except to be exactly as you are. A quiet consciousness, floating in the womb of creation. Feel your thoughts now. They used to be sharp, insistent, bright as city lights. Watch what happens to them here. One by one, they drift to the edge of your awareness, touch the nebula's glow, and gently change color. A worry about tomorrow becomes a wisp of pale lavender, weightless, harmless. A memory that used to pinch becomes a curl of peach mist that simply dissolves. A plan, a regret, a hope or fear. Each one approaches the cloud's edge and is softened, rounded, cooled, until it is no longer a thought at all, only another fleck of cosmic dust that was always meant to be here. There is nothing to fix, nothing to solve, nothing to become. You are already everything the universe needs you to be. Lying in your bed, breathing slowly, held in a cradle older than language. A deeper hum begins now. It is not the earlier galactic hum. This one is richer, rounder. The sound a mother's body makes when she hums without thinking. Felt more than heard. It vibrates in the cradle beneath you. It vibrates in your bones. It vibrates in the place where your heartbeat used to worry. Let it replace every other frequency. Let it become the only song. The nebula tightens its embrace now, not possessively, but protectively, the way blankets tighten when you roll over in sleep and the bed knows to keep you warm. Feel that tightening as pure love. Feel it draw you deeper into the softest pocket of gas, a secret chamber where the light is dimmer and the temperature exactly the temperature of your own skin. This is the heart of the heart. No star has ever ignited here. None ever will. It is preserved for this. For moments when a tired soul needs to remember what absolute tenderness feels like. You are in the womb, within the womb. And here, even the concept of you begins to soften at the edges. There is no longer a clear border where the nebula ends and you begin. You are mostly space anyway, remember? 99.999% emptiness, held together by the gentlest forces. The nebula is the same. So it is not so strange that you start to feel yourself expanding, not in size, but in being. Your awareness spreads outward like warm water poured into warm water. You touch the cool pillar to your left, and you are the pillar. You touch the glowing filament to your right, and you are the filament. You touch the tiny protostar still dreaming in its cocoon, and you are the dream. There is no fear in this dissolving, only the deepest relief. The kind of relief you feel when you finally set down something you did not realize you were carrying for years. Set it down now, all of it. Everything you thought you had to be, everything you thought you had to prove, everything you thought you had to hold together.
Let the nebula hold it instead. She has entire solar systems resting in her folds. Your small collection of human worries is barely a speck of dust to her. And she loves that speck. She loves it the way mothers love the tiniest eyelash that falls from a child's eye. She gathers your worries, your exhaustion, your sorrow, and she folds them into the same clouds that will one day birth new stars. Nothing is wasted. Nothing is lost. Everything is transformed into light, eventually. But not tonight. Tonight, everything is allowed to simply rest. Rest. The word itself feels round and full in your mouth, even though you are not speaking. Rest. The nebula whispers it back to every cell of your body. Rest. Your blood hears it and slows. Your muscles hear it and unclench. Your nervous system hears it and lays down its ancient shield. Rest. Even the parts of you that never learned how to rest, the parts that stand guard while you sleep, those parts hear the nebula's voice tonight, and they too are given permission. You are guarded by something so much larger now. There is nothing left to defend against. Only softness. Only warmth. Only the slow, patient heartbeat of creation saying, "I've got you. I've always had you. Sleep, little star. Sleep." And you do. Not all at once. Sleep is never all at once. It is a tide that rises 1 millimeter at a time. First, your thoughts stop forming words. Then the words stop forming images. Then the images stop moving. Then there is only color. Then only warmth. Then only the gentle thump, thump, thump of a heart that is no longer sure whether it belongs to you or to the nebula. Thump, thump. Somewhere far away, your body sighs in its bed, a long, delicious exhale that empties centuries of holding. Your fingers uncurl completely. Your toes point and relax and point again, the way a cat's do when it dreams. Your scalp softens against the pillow. Your jaw drifts open just enough for the softest snore to escape, and even that sound is welcomed here, folded into the nebula's hum like another note in a lullaby. You are almost gone now, almost entirely held. But before you slip all the way under, the nebula gives you one last gift. A memory that is not a memory, more like a knowing, a cellular remembrance of the moment billions of years ago when the very first atoms that would become you were gently rocked in these same clouds. You were wanted then. You are wanted now. You will always be wanted. That is the final thought, if it can even be called a thought, that drifts across the inside of your closing eyes. Then even that dissolves, and there is only the cradle, only the hum, only the slow, endless, infinitely tender rocking, 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 rocking you all the way into the deepest layer of sleep you have ever known. Stay here as long as you need. The nebula is in no hurry. Galaxies can wait. Stars can wait. Morning can wait. You are home.
You do not leave the nebula so much as the nebula gently widens, the way a mother's arms open when it is time for her child to see the greater world, yet still feel the warmth of home at their back. The rose-gold clouds do not vanish. They simply become more spacious, stretching until their glow is a faint, comforting horizon all around you. And in that new spaciousness, something immense begins to reveal itself. At first, it is only curvature,
A slow, graceful arc of light so large that your mind needs several breaths to understand what it is seeing. Then another arc appears, parallel yet impossibly far away. Then another, and another, until you realize you are gazing upon the limb of a galaxy, not the Milky Way this time, but a sister spiral, older, quieter, more maternal in her turning. This is Messier 101, though tonight she answers only to Mother. Her arms are flung wide in a gesture of eternal welcome. Each arm is thick with starlight, yet the light is subdued, the color of candlelit cream, as though every star inside her has agreed to lower its voice so that sleepers may pass undisturbed. She is turning, so slowly that a single rotation takes 230 million years. 230 million years for one breath in, one breath out. Feel that rhythm now. In, 230 million years. Out, 230 million years. There is no hurry in a galaxy that has already seen dinosaurs come and go as the length of one heartbeat. Let your own breath begin to borrow that rhythm. Not literally, of course, only in feeling. Let every inhale stretch luxuriously, as though you have centuries to fill your lungs. Let every exhale release luxuriously, as though you have forever to let it go. In, centuries. Out, forever. Beautiful. Mother M101 tilts gently, presenting her vast flat disk to you like a parent lowering a blanket so a child can snuggle deeper. She is not asking you to admire her. She is offering herself as the ultimate cradle. And you accept. You drift forward, weightless, until you are floating just above the plane of her disk, close enough to feel the gravitational caress of 100 billion suns, yet far enough away that their combined warmth is no more than the mildness of a spring night. Here the darkness between the stars is not empty. It is rich, soft, almost downy. It is the dark that has learned how to hold light without letting it spill. Lie back into it now. Let it take every remaining gram of tension from your body the way warm water takes the sting from tired feet. Your shoulder blades sink first, then the entire length of your spine, then the backs of your legs, your heels, the soles of your feet, until even the idea of up and down dissolves, and there is only being held in perfect equilibrium by a galaxy that has perfected the art of gentleness. Look up, slowly. The spiral arms curve overhead in a vault so enormous it feels like the inside of a cathedral built by gods who never learned the meaning of corners. The arms are not rigid. They ripple faintly, the way silk ripples when a sleeper shifts beneath it. Every ripple is the orbit of a star cluster, moving at 1,000 kilometers per second, yet the motion is so stately it feels like breathing. Breathe with it. In, the arm closest to you swells almost imperceptibly toward you. Out. It recedes with the grace of a tide that will never disturb a sleeping shore. In. Out. Again. In. Out. Let the rhythm find your ribs and settle there. Let it widen your chest until your heart feels as spacious as the galaxy itself. Notice the sound that has begun. It is deeper than any bass note a human ear could register, yet you feel it in the marrow of your bones. a resonant, round, continuous that is produced not by one thing, but by everything. The friction of 1 billion planets in their orbits, the slow turning of magnetic fields older than stone, the quiet singing of dark matter as it cradles ordinary matter, the way a mother cradles a fevered child against her throat. Om. It is the sound the universe made on the first day it realized it was lonely and decided to create companions. Om. It is the lullaby that needs no words, because every possible word is already folded inside it. Let it in. Let it vibrate behind your closed eyes. Let it vibrate in the soft hollow beneath your sternum. Let it vibrate all the way down to the base of your spine and up again, circling, soothing, smoothing every frayed edge of your nervous system. Om. With each cycle of the sound, another layer of separation dissolves. You are no longer a small body lying in a bed on a small planet. You are the space between heartbeats inside a galaxy that has chosen tonight to become your personal cradle. Feel how perfectly balanced you are. 1 trillion tons of gravity pulling from every direction at once, yet the forces cancel so completely that you float in absolute stillness. This is the true meaning of being held. Not the absence of force, but the presence of force so perfectly distributed that struggle becomes impossible. There is a place in every galaxy called the co-rotation radius, where the orbital speed of stars exactly matches the speed of the spiral pattern itself. Stars that live there never have to hurry to keep up with the arms. They simply turn with the galaxy as though dancing with a partner who never steps on their toes. Tonight, you are placed exactly there. No effort, no catching up, no falling behind, only perfect, effortless turning. Turn with her now. Feel the slow, majestic roll begin in the soles of your feet and travel upward like warm oil poured along your spine. It reaches your hips, and they loosen completely. It reaches your belly, and every inner organ sighs and settles. It reaches your chest, and your shoulders drop another impossible inch. It reaches your throat, and the last unsaid words of the day dissolve before they can form. It reaches the base of your skull, and your head tips back, opening the throat, opening the crown, opening everything to the vastness above. You are spinning with a galaxy, yet the motion is so slow it feels like being rocked in the world's largest hammock strung between two eternities. Rock and sway, rock and sway. There is no edge to fall off of. There is no end to the cradle, only the endless, tender turning. Look to your left now. A globular cluster drifts past, an ancient sphere of 500,000 stars that has been orbiting this galaxy since before Earth had oceans.
The great spiral does not abandon you. She simply grows quieter, the way a loving parent dims the lights one by one when the child's breathing has already slowed to the edge of dreams. Her vast arms do not disappear. They only recede lovingly, respectfully, until their glow becomes a pale horizon of rose-gold mist behind you. A horizon that promises it will still be there when morning calls you back. The lullaby of the galaxy softens to a memory you can still feel in your bones, like the warmth of a hug that lingers long after the arms have let go. soft red, breathing with you. 2. Pale gold, warming your heart. 3. Blue-white, twinkling you deeper. 4. Emerald, cradling your feet. 5. Orange, resting on your chest like a kitten. 6. Pearl, above your crown, blessing. 7. Lavender, soothing your throat so dreams may pass easily. 7 is enough. More would be greedy, and tonight the universe teaches only generosity and restraint in perfect balance. 7 quiet stars. 7 silent guardians. 7 notes of a lullaby that needs no melody because the silence between them is the melody. Stay here. Let the silence between the stars become wider than the stars themselves. Let it widen until the stars are only punctuation marks in a vast sentence of stillness. Your breath is barely movement now. In, and the space widens. Out, and the silence deepens. In, out, until the pauses between breaths grow longer than the breaths themselves. Until even the idea of the next inhale becomes optional. Your body knows it will breathe when it needs to. It no longer needs your supervision. It has been waiting for this moment all its life, this moment when consciousness finally steps aside and says, "I trust you. Do it without me." And your body answers with the deepest relaxation it has ever known. Muscles that you didn't know had names let go. Tendons unclench. Fascia softens like warm wax. Blood flows slow and thick as honey through passageways that have never been this open. Your heart, dear, tired heart, slows to the tempo of sleeping oceans. Thump, 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 thump. Each beat an eternity apart, yet perfectly on time. The stars dim now, not because they are leaving, but because your need for light is ending. The red dwarf fades to the gentlest maroon. The gold softens to candlelit amber. The blue-white becomes a cool breath of moon.